Just now we saw how Uma wrote on her brother's essay the line, Gopal is a very good boy, he eats whatever is given to him. Let us continue reading. I do not think that by her use of the name Gopal, Uma had intended any special reflection on the readers of her brother's essay. Here, the author is using this particular line written by Uma in order to make fun of the readers of Govindlal's essays. The author already told us that Govindlal was not at all a good writer. His essays lacked deep thought, his essays lacked good content. But in spite of that, he managed to impress his readers by the rhetorical style of his language, and his essays were extremely popular among the common Bengali readers. So here, the author is comparing Govindlal's readers to this very obedient, very good boy, Gopal. Just as Gopal eats whatever is given to him, Govindlal's readers read and accept whatever stuff is given to them without discriminating between good and bad. Here the author takes a dig very indirectly at the readers of Govindlal's essays and also adds that Uma, the little girl, when she wrote this line, she did not intend to make fun of Govindlal's readers. She was not that intelligent. She was an innocent girl. She just wrote the line that came to her mind. But her brother's anger knew no bounds. Her brother got very angry when he read this. First, he bet her. Then he confiscated her carefully collected meager store of writing implements, a stubby pencil and a blunt ink-stained pen. The angry brother, bet the little sister and also took away her writing instruments, a pencil and a pen. The humiliated girl, unable fully to understand the reason for so severe a punishment, sat in a corner of the room and began to cry. The girl did not know why she was being severely punished, and she sat in a corner of the room and began to cry. After the periods of discipline was over, after the punishment was over, Govindlal somewhat remorsefully returned Uma's looted property. He felt guilty that he had been so angry with the little sister. So he remorsefully returned Uma's looted property, the pencil and the pen, and moreover tried to assuage the little girl's grief by presenting her with a bound, ruled, stout exercise book. He also tried to reduce Uma's sorrow by presenting her with a gift, that is, a bound, ruled, stout exercise book. A book with lines in it for her to write. It was also a big book and it was bound. Uma was then 7 years old. From that day on, this exercise book spent its nights under Uma's pillow and its days under her arm or in her lap. Uma was so fond of the exercise book, she would never keep it down. During daytime, she would keep it in her lap or under her arms, and at night she would keep the book safely under her pillow. Then, her hair in a tiny braid, accompanied by a maid, she went to the girls' school in the village. The exercise book went along with her. So even when she went to the girls' school in the village, she would take the exercise book along with her. The sight of it would arouse wonder in some of the girls, greed or envy in others. When Uma took her exercise book proudly to school, the other girls would look at the exercise book either in wonder or with greed and envy. In the first year, she wrote carefully in her exercise book, "The birds sing, the night is past." So whatever prose or poetry that she learnt in school, she would carefully write those lines in the exercise book. She would sit on the floor of her bedroom, clutching the exercise book, and write, read, and declaim loudly in a sing-song voice. She would not just write in the exercise book, she would read from that and also recite what she had written in a sing-song voice. In this way, she collected many lines of prose and poetry. In the second year, a few independent compositions began to make their appearance. Now she was more familiar with writing, so she started writing certain lines on her own, which the author calls independent compositions. They were very brief but extremely pregnant, lacking both introduction and conclusion. So the lines which Uma wrote on her own in her exercise book, they were very short, very brief, extremely pregnant. That means there was a lot of meaning and emotions in those lines. Extremely pregnant, full of meaning and emotion, lacking both introduction and conclusion. We may offer a few examples. Now he is going to give us a few examples. Below, where she had copied out the tale of the tiger and heron from Kadhamala, you would come across a line not to be found in Kadhamala, not for the matter anywhere in Bengali literature to this day. So she was in the habit of copying down certain stories or fables from books like Kadhamala. Kadhamala is the name of a book of fables in Bengali, and she would copy down fables from Kadhamala. And immediately below the paragraphs where she copied the fable, on the same page there would be certain lines of her own. And the line ran as follows: I love Jashi very much. She wrote on her own, I love Jashi very much. Let no one think that I am about to tell a love story. Jashi was not an 11 or 12-year-old boy of the neighborhood. She was an elderly servant of the household, her real name being Jashoda. So Jashi, about whom this girl Uma wrote, was the maid servant of the household, and her real name was Jashoda.